Will Smith is faking his own fans, not some small-time influencer desperate for clout. The Fresh Prince, the guy who once made $100 million for a single movie. August 2025. His team posts videos from his comeback tour. Packed crowds holding signs about how his music saved their lives. Fans with tears in their eyes reaching out to touch him. Except something's wrong. Faces melting like candles. Extra fingers appearing out of nowhere. Signs that say from West Philly to West Swiggy, instead of anything that makes sense. One person holding an arm that's just floating in midair. No body attached. The internet went ballistic. Tech analysts confirmed it. Smith's team took real photos and ran them through AI tools like Runway to make them move. The venues were half empty, so they manufactured the hype that wasn't there. One comment summed it up perfectly. Imagine being this rich and famous and having to use AI footage of crowds. Tragic, man. You used to be cool. So how did we get here? How did Hollywood's most bankable star end up creating fake fans because the real ones stopped showing up? Let's go back to where it all fell apart. March 27th, 2022. The Oscars. 16.6 million people watching live. Chris Rock walks on stage to present Best Documentary. Makes a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay.
Will laughs at first. Then he sees Jada's face. She's not amused. And what happens next gets broadcast to the entire world.
I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Smith walks on stage, calm, collected, gets right up to Rock and slaps him across the face with an open palm. The sound echoes through the Dolby Theater. Smith walks back to his seat, sits down, then screams twice at the top of his lungs. The room goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. 40 minutes later, Smith wins Best Actor for King Richard, gets 2 standing ovations, gives a tearful speech about protecting his family, never once apologizes to Rock. LAPD officers are backstage ready to arrest him for battery. Rock declines to press charges. But the damage was done. April 1st, Smith resigns from the Academy. April 8th, they ban him for 10 years. Until April 8th, 2032. He keeps his Oscar, loses everything else. Now here's what people don't realize. Before that slap, Smith was sitting on an empire. Westbrook Media, his production company with Jada, they turned down a $600 million buyout offer in fall 2021. They wanted $1 billion. The company was pulling in $170 million in revenue. Red Table Talk was the only hit show on Facebook Watch. They had deals with Netflix, Disney+, Apple, Hulu, Snapchat. Projects everywhere, 100 employees working out of their Calabasas offices. Then the slap happened, and everything collapsed like a house of cards. Westbrook's revenue crashed from $170 million to $100 million in 2 years. An 83% drop in donations to their family foundation. From $2 million down to $365,000. Red Table Talk canceled after 5 seasons. Netflix pulled Bright 2. Apple and Sony backed away from projects. But here's where it gets wild. While the company is hemorrhaging money and laying off 50 employees, the CEO gives himself a $2 million bonus. Takes out a $10 million loan from the company. Another executive also gets a $10 million loan. The CEO reportedly uses company funds for private jets and buys a horse. Then moves to the Bahamas for months. Meanwhile, Smith is selling properties just to keep up with bills. $817,000 for a Maryland home in February 2024. $2 million for a Woodland Hills property in March 2025. This is a guy who once owned a 25,000 square foot mansion in Calabasas worth $42 million. Fast forward to March 2025. Smith drops his first album in 20 years, based on a true story, his big comeback, the return of the Fresh Prince to hip-hop. It sells 304 copies in the UK. First week, total 268 physical copies, plus 36 digital downloads. In the entire United States, 699 paid downloads by mid-April. It doesn't chart on the Billboard 200 at all. First Will Smith album in history to miss the chart completely. Metacritic gives it 40 out of 100. Pitchfork calls it a campaign platform devoid of perspective or style. Variety says it's dense and dreary and preachy. The internet's even harsher. Who's looking forward to a Will Smith album in 2025? It's not 1998 anymore, so Smith decides to tour anyway. June 11th, 2025. King's Cross Station in London. A surprise street performance. Smith shows up in a red and white outfit, jumps in with a local DJ, starts performing. The crowd stands completely still. No dancing, no cheering, just standing there filming on their phones. Smith looks visibly winded, his delivery is strained, breathing heavily. The Telegraph calls it a cringe-tastic publicity stunt that wreaked havoc with commuter traffic. His actual tour venues tell the story even better. Scarborough Open Air Theatre, Wolverhampton Civic Hall with 2,000 seats. Not Madison Square Garden, not the O2 Arena. Small venues in cities most people can't find on a map. One Frankfurt attendee reported the hall was only half full. The expensive seats were 20% sold out. And that's when the AI crowd videos started appearing. Because when reality doesn't match your image, apparently you just manufacture a better reality. But wait, there's more. Because the career destruction is only half the story. The other half is his marriage becoming a public circus. July 10th, 2020. Jada goes on Red Table Talk, admits to what she calls an entanglement with singer August Alsina. He's 21 years younger than her. She met him through their son Jaden. The video gets 4 million views in 24 hours. There's a screenshot from that episode. Will sitting there looking absolutely devastated. He says an entanglement, a relationship. That image becomes the sad Will Smith meme. October 2023. Jada releases her memoir Worthy, drops even bigger bombs. They've been secretly separated since 2016, 7 years, while still appearing together in public, at the Oscars, at premieres, the whole time, living separate lives. She says she never wanted to get married in the first place, felt pressured when she got pregnant with Jaden, hasn't called him her husband in years, which makes that Oscar night scream of "keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth" absolutely wild. She wasn't even really his wife anymore in their eyes. Chris Rock waited nearly a year to respond properly. March 4th, 2023. His Netflix special Selective Outrage, Netflix's first ever live-streamed comedy special. And he went for the throat. It still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ears. The crowd loses it. He talks about how Smith practices selective outrage. Everybody that really knows I had nothing to do with that shit. I didn't have any entanglements. Then the killer line. She hurt him way more than he hurt me. Rock's tour saw ticket sales increase 641% after the slap. Some tickets going for over $1,700. He turned getting slapped into a goldmine. Smith tried another comeback move. March 31st, 2025. Lyrical Lemonade Freestyle. He declares himself hip-hop's Messi, Neymar and Ronaldo. Delivers the line "bite off more than I can chew, then I chewed it." Fans call it the most awful freestyle line ever. Comments pour in. He raps like an undercover cop. Will Smith on a self-sabotage speedrun. Now here's the thing that makes this whole story fascinating. Bad Boys Ride or Die comes out in June 2024, makes $404 million worldwide. Smith reportedly earns $30 million for it. The movie proves audiences will still pay to see him in action franchises. So it's not that people completely abandoned him. They just abandoned Will Smith, the brand. The family man, the wholesome entertainer. The guy who doesn't curse in his raps. That version is gone, dead and buried. Paramount signed him to a multi-picture deal in September 2025 for action films. He can still be a movie star in the right context, but the prestige projects, the Oscar campaigns, the universal appeal, that's over. His Oscar ban runs until 2032. He'll be 63 years old when it expires. And even then, industry analysts doubt he'll be seriously considered for awards. The Academy might lift the ban, but Hollywood's memory is long. Let's talk about the contrast for a second. This was the guy who had 8 consecutive movies gross over $100 million domestically, who commanded a $100 million payday for Men in Black 3. Forbes gave him a perfect 10 out of 10 bankability score. He was the safest bet in Hollywood. Now he's performing surprise sets at train stations where nobody dances, selling 300 copies of an album, using AI to fake crowd enthusiasm, living separately from his wife while they won't officially divorce. It's one of the most dramatic falls from grace in entertainment history. And the wildest part, it all stems from 10 seconds. One walk across the stage, one slap, one F-bomb screamed on live television. Decades of carefully built goodwill evaporated instantly. People ask if he can come back. The answer is complicated. He's not canceled in the traditional sense. Bad Boys proved that. But the Will Smith brand as it existed before March 2022, that's not coming back. Ever. The man who once turned down $600 million for his company now sells properties to pay bills. The family man's marriage was a facade for 7 years. The rapper who dominated the 90s can't sell 1,000 albums in 2025. The AI crowds are just the perfect symbol of where he is now, manufacturing the love that used to come naturally. Denzel Washington reportedly told him after the slap, "At your highest moment, the devil comes for you." And man, did the devil collect. Smith was literally holding an Oscar. Standing ovations, peak of his career, and he threw it all away over a joke about a haircut. So can Will Smith recover? Financially, probably. Professionally in action movies, yes, but recover the image. The universal love, the wholesomeness, the Fresh Prince charm that made him one of the biggest stars on the planet. That's gone, and 304 album sales and AI-generated fans prove it's not coming back. What do you think? Can Will Smith ever truly come back from this? Or is this just who he is now? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more celebrity downfall stories, hit that subscribe button, because clearly nobody's safe, not even the Fresh Prince.